All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, on the Experience Facebook page, welcome to the new look Meadow Drive Hoops. If y'all were here on Wednesday, we're on StreamYard. We're no longer on Discord. But yeah, welcome to anyone who's watching. I am Drew, and joining me here, as always, is
Tony.
And Mike.
Of course, and Mike. But welcome to Meadow Drive Hoops. If you guys aren't familiar with us, we are a basketball podcast. Preferably, we like to talk about our favorite basketball team, the San Antonio Spurs, as well as other NBA news that may or may not appear in the news. But welcome, everybody. Welcome, gentlemen. Yeah, whoever wants to start us off with their news topic, go right ahead.
I'll let Mike. Let's go ahead, Mike. You got it.
Well, we could talk about that last game. I guess there was a lot of things going on in that game. It was nice to see the Spurs fight back into the game. But I was kind of upset with Wemby's lack of aggressiveness in that game, as well as Keldon Johnson. Like, he's usually aggressive. Like, he's been very consistent. And that game, he sort of disappeared. Y'all got any thoughts on that?
I was gonna say, like, I agree. I think someone put up a stat that ever since Keldon Johnson shaved his head, his numbers have dipped. So probably should let his hair grow back. Just the thought, Keldon. But yeah, I mean the game against Charlotte, it was just kind of unfortunately typical Spurs basketball, which if the shots aren't going in, they just keep chucking up shots and hopefully someone makes it. It's like, please attack the basket more. Like that's all we want. Like Stefan, Keldon, Dylan was the only one that actually had any sense of urgency. Like he was the only one that actually came to play. Wemby just was having a very off day. Maybe it's because they had to play at 11, but I don't even know if that sounds like that'd be an excuse. But let me pull up the stats real quick. Actually, Tony, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Yeah, well, we unfortunately ended up paying a hot team. They're on like a 5 to 6 game win streak. So they've been, having a, sense of momentum and stuff like that, stuff going their way. It looks like LaMelo Ball changed his game a lot. I'm not saying as in it's not him being the main focal point of the offense now. That's what it looks like. It looks like more people are getting involved. And, anybody that knows me, knows that LaMelo Ball is probably like one of the top 5 favorite players in the NBA right now. So he's box office. He's fun to watch. And they look like, they have Con Knipple stepped up a lot. He doesn't play like a rookie. The dude is like falling in, kind of like what his teammate Cooper Flagg from Duke. Those guys are really, really showing out this year. So, yeah, I didn't think Con Knipple was that good. I thought he was just a shooter coming out of college. But he's showing like he has a 3-level game. So, with that, being said, they just played well. And Brandon Miller, he couldn't miss. So we had that problem. Castle. Sometimes it's like with him, it's like beating a dead horse. Sometimes it's like, he just wants to drive. And I like, players that like to drive and, the ball. But I think the league has been put on notice to the way he likes to play now. So they're expecting him to drive it all the way to the rim. So, that just comes with evolving his game and, implementing more of a mid-range. His 3-point shot has gotten better from last year for sure. But I think, he has to, switch it up a little bit because teams are counting on him to drive it in now. And he's not getting those looks anymore for him. And, I agree with you too on Wemby. He's just shooting a little bit more threes now. I just don't see him trying to force his way into the paint. He's got to figure out how to counter these guys when he catches it at the top of the key. They just wheeled him out and then he's all the way at the 3-point line. So I don't know what he's going to have to do to stop that, but a lot of people are doing that. They're just being physical with Wemby now, and that's the only way they can stop him. So I think the Spurs need to integrate some more plays where they can get him more in the low block or post him up down there because he's just getting wielded out every time.
No, agreed. I mean, I have the stats up here. So Wemby had 16 points off of 6 for 15 shooting, only 8 boards. Champagne had 13. De'Aaron Fox only had 11.
Don't forget 0 blocks.
I'm sorry?
Don't forget 0 blocks by Wemby.
Yeah, that's crazy. Vassell 13, Castle at 16 and 9. Harper at 20. He had a pretty good game. He's the only one that seemed like he showed up to play. Barnes, first time not starting. 11 points. Cornet had 0 points. Not even any lobs. And Keldon, 6 points off of 1 for 5 shooting.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
You could definitely mention, the coaching in regard to Dylan Harper. When your best player is shooting 70%, has nearly 20 points, and you don't play him but 2 or 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, that's ridiculous. And I think that's one of the reasons why they lost.
Didn't they sit him towards the end of the game, Mike?
Yeah,
Harper.
He sat the last 4 or 5 minutes, I think. He barely played in the fourth quarter. Makes no sense. They did not have an answer for him either. The only time he got blocked was when he was triple teamed.
Yeah. I think it might be too early for us to put Dylan Harper off on the starting lineup, but I think that'll be the eventual lineup in the future. I think we have him coming off the bench right now just for bench firepower.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he was the number 2 pick for a reason. Eventually, he will start. De'Aaron Fox, like they gave him his max because it's just like you kind of figured they would. You can kind of see not necessarily him falling off, but his numbers are dipping. And granted, he was playing for Sacramento for years where he was on a team that didn't really have any help. They only made the playoffs once while he was there. So eventually I do think, I don't know if he'll be on the bench, which I doubt it. I do think he might be moved out in the future in exchange, for a Dylan Harper who they clearly are grooming him for that spot.
I have something to say about that. I think that Castle has the ball in his hands too much down the stretch. I think De'Aaron Fox should have the ball down in his hands down the stretch. I think he's a better decision maker. Like sometimes whenever I see Castle with the ball in his hands, late in the game, I kind of sigh. Not to say he's bad. He's all-star level talent. And will be voted in next year more than likely. But I just feel like his decision making sometimes is a lot to be desired. And I think down the stretch, just with Fox's all-star caliber play, I think that he would be a more better decision maker down the stretch. And I think that's something else we need to do is kind of adjust accordingly to that. What do y'all feel about that?
Go ahead, Mike.
I really like Fox, and I feel like he carried the team for part of the year. I don't think he's digressing. I think he's just taking a step back to let Harper and Castle, get into their groove, and he's kind of just feeling things out at this point because the team's healthy, and they're actually staying somewhat healthy for now. So he doesn't have to do as much as he did before. But we still see him show up in the fourth quarters of some games. But yeah, I do agree that he should have had the ball at the end of that last game. He was doing pretty good. Honestly, him or Champagne or somebody else, Wemby shouldn't be shooting a 3 at the end of the game. When you haven't made a single one the whole game, I don't think you should be taking that 5 feet behind the line shot that you like.
Yeah. That was terrible, by the way. I just want to just note that was a terrible shot. I guess they were going for a 2-for-1 possession, but it just wasn't in the flow of the offense. And then whenever he shot that shot, it just let all the air out of the balloon. It was just like, oh, well, that's the end of the game, and we're only down by 3. So we could have got a 2-pointer, something easy, a bunny, and then we could have marched down the court and maybe got a stop, or they might have missed a free throw. So it was just an uncalculated, terrible shot. And I think he's settling for those shots too much now.
Which I hate. Like if you're open, obviously take it, but it's just like there's good looks, and then there's just jacking up threes for the sake of jacking up threes. Wemby can make them, but it's like you sometimes you force them, and yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of have to remind yourself that he's still young, and he still has a long ways to go before he can actually be the player that we all think he can be. Because he still makes a lot of mistakes, which I'm just like, you're 7'6". Why do you need to do that? Like, you know what I mean? And also the Spurs, they do also need to do a lot better at coming up plays for him to be in the post. And like I mentioned, it's just like,
true.
I could sit up I could sit up here all day and be armchair quarterback, but it's like, Mitch Johnson really needs to institute to them. It's like if the 3-ball ain't working, attack the basket. Do something. Like don't just chuck up threes.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he had a few plays where he had the backwards dunk over Knipple. Like he had some plays and stuff like that, but it's I just felt like at the beginning,
It's a dime a dozen.
Yeah. And I feel like, you remember at the beginning of the year when he was so aggressive? I know you guys remember that. Like the first 20 games of the year, it was like, man, this dude looks unstoppable. He looks unguardable. It was because he was going in the paint and we weren't losing much. And now I feel like he's kind of reverting back to year 1 and year 2 where he's bailing teams out, or he's bailing other teams out. Like when he shoots a 3 like that, we have a really, really high percentage chance of losing. That's all it is.
I think it's just teams are figuring out how to play him, and yeah, I mean you're right, Anthony. Mentioning that he is. It seems like he is kind of regressing to, stupid mistakes from his first 2 years. So, like I mentioned, I think eventually he'll grow out of it. I question if Mitch Johnson is the coach of the future for this team, and before anyone asks me who it is, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if Mitch Johnson is the right coach for Wemby. Eventually, it'll be somebody, but I don't know if it's going to be Mitch Johnson.
I still want Ime Udoka.
I wanted Udoka as well, actually.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I want Ime Udoka. I feel like if the marriage doesn't end well in Houston, if they don't live up to expectations, maybe they'll be dumb enough to be like, oh, we don't want him. And then, we might have to cut ways with him to get him. So that's actually who I really, really want. And he's a Spurs at heart.
Either him or Mike Malone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's on the market still.
I would be good with either of those. But Udoka is a defensive-oriented coach, and I feel that he would be, especially appropriate for, figuring out all of Wemby's defensive.
And also, since this team is terrible at defending the three-point shot.
Yeah, they really are. They sag off the three-point line so much, and a lot of the times it's very unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I can forgive contested shots because, if you have a hand in the guy's face and he still makes it, it's like, all right, well, you did what you could. But it's like they literally give people open shots. Like there's a point in yesterday's game where I see Wemby 5 feet away from a dude who's in the corner. I'm like, go up to him, and Wemby's just like, well, shit, what do I do? And the guy just shoots it and makes it. I'm like, okay, fuck this team. That's kind of what I just said. I'm like, all right, fuck this team. Like, seriously, come on. You got to do a better job than that.
And I want to put Mike, he had messaged me and he's like, "Did you see that freaking layup? I think it was like Mikal Bridges or something like that. Somebody, it was just like Wemby was like 2 feet away and he was driving up and Wemby just stares at him, do a little freaking teardrop. He did that twice. Like he's just watching people like shoot in front of him a teardrop. I'm like, dude, you could jump a little bit, like, and just like kind of scare him away. I get it. You kind of, I think he does that because, to intimidate him, like to make him think that he's going to jump, but like, it's not working. Like, dude, you got to jump. Like he's like 2 feet away from you. You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah, there's a few teardrops that he could have easily swatted. But I was like, why are you not, dude? One little step and you got the space to swat the out of it. What are you doing, man? That's why those 0 blocks make no sense because he always gets blocks, even if they're like they're driving in the paint that much. He should be getting a few blocks. I don't know what's up with him.
Yeah, it almost seemed like his head wasn't fully into the game, and I'm gonna chalk it up to the time change because apparently the game was supposed to start at 6 or something like that, and they pushed it up to 11, and that probably threw off a lot of people's rhythm and pregame routine. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And there's the game moved back today. The game for Orlando is supposed to start at 6. Mike actually messaged me, and it's starting at 8. Mike, tonight is it 8?
Yeah, I think it's at 8.
Yeah,
they moved it back a few times because of flights getting canceled or something.
So
they're actually announcing the All-Star reserves right now.
Oh, really?
I don't have a link for it, but yeah, they're announcing it right now on Peacock.
Well, I hope LeBron is in on
it. I don't think any Spurs will make it, though.
No.
Yeah.
If you had to pick any reserves, who would you pick?
From like the whole league, or
just the whole league in general?
Oh man!
So it's like 7, right?
I have to pull up the list.
Yeah, I would have to pull up the list.
Yeah. And I have a question for y'all. What do y'all think about Diet Rodman able to, with his agent, go look out on the market for a possible trade?
Why not?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Sohan?
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to blame him. He should be getting minutes, especially that last game. We could have used his defense. I don't know why Carter Bryant didn't play either. Like that was a real lack of defense.
Yeah, Carter Bryant didn't play. And the funny thing is, I think Charlotte's like 10th in the East.
Yeah, but
they're
like the hottest team in the NBA behind the Clippers, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're on a hot streak, you're on a hot streak, especially if you're at home.
Yeah. There was reports that said that the New York Knicks are interested in Sohan.
Yeah, they offered a trade for Yabusan and somebody else, but the Spurs were like, "Nah, we don't want his second-year contract."
Another undersized power forward. It's like, can we get like a 6'10", 6'11" guy?
We need a defensive power forward. I think we need a defensive-oriented power forward.
No, that's what I meant. Like someone 6'10", 6'11" that can rebound and block shots, not 6'7" power forward.
If they want to make a trade, can I offer y'all a Mitchell Robinson?
Oh man, that would be awesome.
If we could get Mitchell Robinson for Sohan, I will take that. I would take that. We got to worry about his injuries though. He is injured. He'll be on the court 40% of the time, but when he's on the court, he is a difference maker.
Hey, Tony, would you call that a hot take?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a good pickup, to be honest.
Yeah.
We just need a power forward. At least somebody who can play a little bit of defense. That's all I care about.
Yeah, and he's going to get offensive boards. If we can get that, but I don't think they're going to be willing to part ways with him. And And I have one more. I have a few topics that we can cover. What do y'all think about Carter Bryant in the dunk contest?
I like it.
He's gonna miss.
How does that happen, by the way? How does he get into the dunk contest when he's had like games where he's missed dunks?
Man, that just shows you the unwillingness of stars and just average Joe basketball players not willing to want to play in dunk contest. I don't know what it is. I think it's a stigma now with these basketball players, that the unwillingness to want to take a risk and just doing a dunk contest. I don't understand. And I don't know if y'all saw this, but on the show, it was T-Mac, Melo, and Vince Carter. They were calling out a bunch of people in the NBA right now that they thought that should be in the dunk contest. And, they called out AE, they called out Zion. They called out Jalen Johnson. They called out Ja Morant. I think they said Donovan Mitchell, but I was like, Donovan Mitchell already did that already. And they called out a plethora of just stars that they felt like, hey, y'all should do the dunk contest this year. And I think it just fell on deaf ears.
No, agreed. I mean, a lot of players nowadays, especially the stars, feel that they don't need to, even though I don't know why the NBA doesn't just offer them like a shit ton of money to do it. Just get some of the best dunkers in the game or the biggest stars in the game, and do something with it. I mean, I don't know. It's just All-Star Weekend is it's nowhere near what it used to be. Used to be fun. I mean, even the All-Star like festivities were probably more fun than the actual game itself. But now both are just kind of like meh.
Yeah. And Matt McClain, he's not going to be in a dunk contest this year, so y'all don't have to worry about that.
Well, so you can do one of his many stunts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I
I'm going to jump over a bear. I'm going to jump over a bear. That's a 10 dunk. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go
ahead. So what do y'all think about the look of Matt Barnes coming off the bench? Do y'all think it's something that we should continue to do, or do you think we should slot him back and play starter minutes?
Go ahead, Mike. Mike, go ahead.
I don't think he's there. Hello, Mike?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Oh, what'd you say?
I'll say, so what do you think about Matt Barnes coming off the bench? Do you think that we should continue to do that, or we should slot him back into the starting lineup?
Harrison Barnes?
Yes.
Yeah, he should be coming off the bench. I think it was a good move. Although I would personally be starting Harper. I know y'all disagree, but I think the three guards and two bigs would be the way I would start it, with French Vanilla and our three best guards. But that's just me personally.
No, I agree. I want Harper to start. Like I'd be fine with Wemby, Cornette, and put Castle at small forward, and then have Harper and Fox in the backcourt.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know why they haven't tried that. I don't think they've even tried that lineup really. They always have one of our small forwards in the game, but I think Mitch needs to still experiment more with some lineups.
Yeah, I would be down for that lineup, but only, this is my caveat, if only Fox and Harper are the primary ball handlers.
Yeah, I think that.
I think Castle should be the third option when it comes to ball handling. I just think Harper and Fox have better decision making. And I think that's one thing that's really hurting us, guys. Like, Harper or I think Fox needs the ball. Like, I know he's looking to score. He's not looking to pass, but he's a creator too. So he's not going to get under the rim and, do something weird or odd. Most of his stuff is controlled. And if he doesn't have a look, he's pretty good at passing it out. So.
Yeah, I agree. He's a great facilitator.
Great. Yeah, Castle, he's like what 6'6", 6'7". Like I think he'd be better as a small forward because he's a better defender than he is a shooter. So putting him at small forward, I think, would help. And that backcourt of Harper and Fox, I think, would be pretty friggin' fun to watch.
You have to give Castle credit though, because he was able to shut down Kevin Durant and Sengun, which is pretty ridiculous for somebody who's playing point guard.
Yeah. It would be hard pressed for me to believe that he doesn't make a all defensive team this year. He should at least be making a offense third or second, at least. So he is an elite defender. Like, there is no question about that. None whatsoever. And I'm that, let's not get it wrong. I'm happy to have him. It's a good problem to have.
No, agreed. I mean, he's rookie of the year. The guy's obviously going to get much, much better in the future as far as like scoring goes. His bread and butter is defense. I would love him to get better at playmaking and not turn the ball over so much. But yeah, I mean, all these criticisms that we have over the top players of the team, it's like it's warranted because eventually they could get better and stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see which players show up this year in the playoffs. Which players accept the challenge, since a lot of the Spurs players haven't really gotten a taste of the playoffs yet. Except Barnes and Cornette, basically.
Fox has one time.
Those first round exits for Fox.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really like Vassell, man. He is so streaky, man. Like, he is so. I'm not trying to be negative, but like, man, like sometimes you just want him to just come in the game and just hit some shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, he's just so streaky. That's all I want to say. He's just so streaky. You can just like, he's either like cold or hot, and it's like, dude, can you just be in the middle? Like, just make a shot. Like, I want him to do so well because I want him to be on the team. So I just know if he keeps at this pace and being iffy, and you can't really pinpoint him, had a like 18 point per game mark, then we might be looking to move him also. He's just so streaky, and it's hard for him to like, be consistent. Like, what you're going to get from him.
Saw breaking news. The NBA All-Star reserves have been announced. All right.
So can we start off with the East?
Yep. For the East, it is Donovan Mitchell from the Cleveland Cavs, Jalen Johnson from the Atlanta Hawks, Karl Anthony Towns from the New York Knicks, Pascal Siakam from the Indiana Pacers, Norman Powell from the Miami Heat, Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors, and Jalen Duren from the Detroit Pistons. So those are the Eastern Conference All-Stars reserves.
I want to say something real quick before you go to the West. It's a hard sell for me for Pascal Siakam to make the All-Star team, and his team is the worst team in the East. It's a hard sell. I feel you got to start at the top 8 and then work your way down. But man, he made it though. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so for the West, Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves should have been a starter, but whatever. Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets, Chet Holmgren from the OKC Thunder, Kevin Durant from the Houston Rockets, Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns, Denny Avdija from the Portland Trail Blazers. And LeBron James from the LA Lakers.
Oh, don't know how he made it.
He ain't gonna show up.
No,
Oh,
he
my
ain't
goodness.
fucking showing up. He's just like, no, I'm not showing up, though. I'm good.
Wow. They actually got that dude in. He's not an all-star this year. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's one of those things of like he's LeBron James, so they're going to get him in anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, his defensive win shares is probably one amongst the worst in the league. That's a hard sell for me. And Chet Holmgren is a very, very hard sell for me. I get it. They're number 1 in the West, but he's a role player. I don't think he's an all-star. Like, I think he's just averaging around 15, which is good. I just don't see him as hey, look, you're an all-star. Like Jalen Williams is an all-star. Like you look at him, like he can, put the ball in the hole, and he's that guy. He's good. And he plays both sides. It's hard for me to like Chet, an all-star, you're a role player on the team. So I don't know how he made it, but it's up to the voters. So how do you feel about the starters on the West, Mike?
You mean the reserves?
Mm-hmm.
They're all right. Probably could be better. I do agree that Ant should be starting. Like the fact that he's coming off the bench is insane. He's one of the best scorers in the West, not to mention the whole NBA. So that is pretty surprising.
Yeah, I mean, they put Curry in because whatever, but it's like I don't know, it is what it is. Like the All-Star game is a popularity contest.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, LeBron James being in is just like it's LeBron James, so they're going to put him in. Even though I would be surprised if by like the week of, or even like next week, he's like, I'm not going to be in it. I'm good, and they'll put somebody else in. Yeah, Chet's kind of a bit of a stretch for me because, pun intended. Because I mean the guy's good, but he's not all-star good. I would have went with Jalen Williams, kind of like Anthony just said. Everybody else kind of makes sense. I mean, Pascal Siakam, I like him, but Indiana has the worst record in the East, so why not go with somebody else that's playing on a better team? I don't know. Like the All-Star game should reward success, not mediocrity. But what it is, what it is. It's up to the voters.
Yep. So we just got did they announce the other 2 dunk contest participants?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Who,
Tony?
Who? Mike, do you know?
No, but does it matter? Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, more than likely, I would probably get suckered into watching it. Who's in it right now? It's Carter Bryant and somebody else.
Jackson Hayes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he dunked over Wemby. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, hopefully, we can maybe get some other 2 good guys, man. But I have one more question. This is not even involving the Spurs. Do y'all think it's time to trade Zion Williamson from the Pelicans?
I think he's been wanting to get traded for the longest time. I mean, because I have a friend of mine who knows people that know him, and they have all said straight up like he's been going out of his way to get traded from the Pelicans, to the point where he like purposely shows up to training camp out of shape, and Yeah, like he desperately wants to get out of there, and I don't blame him because the Pelicans are a whack team. They've always been a whack team. They have some good players, but I think Zion wants to go somewhere where his talents would be more like on stage or whatever. Yeah, he wants to get out of there.
So why do you think they keep on wanting to hold on faith and fate to maybe for him to become what they think he can become? Because it's been 6 years, 7 years, and it hasn't amounted to anything. It's always amounted to like losing records. Like, why do you think they feel the need to want to keep him?
He's their number one pick.
Maybe
That's yeah.
maybe it's
Good.
tough to trade somebody that gets injured every year. He's always injured. He's been injured like what, half his career at least, it feels like.
Mhm.
But maybe, it looks like he's lost a bit of weight, so maybe he'll actually be able to stay healthy. I hope he can.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that is a good question, Tony. Why haven't they traded him?
Yeah. It's just like it's like beating a dead horse. It's just like, guys, you eventually got to give up on him. I get it. You'll be, oh, you're the team that traded the number one pick, Zion Williamson. But I think y'all have gave it put y'all's best foot forward in maximizing what he could be with the Pels. I think it's just time to move on and for him to spread his wings somewhere else. And if he goes somewhere else, maybe he'll be more inept to want to play games. So I think it's time to cut ties with him. Kind of like Giannis. Giannis wants to leave right now. So I mean, wherever he goes here, maybe by the trade deadline or in the offseason that's coming up, it'll swing the pendulum in the whole entire league.
Yeah, I mean Giannis, he's still young. I don't even think he's 30 yet. So wherever he goes, he's going to change the landscape of that team, and they'll automatically be a title contender. He ain't coming here. I know everyone keeps saying he's going to come here. I don't see him ever come. I don't see him coming here. Wherever he goes, maybe New York. I don't know. I can't. I mean, I can't really speculate because it'll probably be a team I'm not even thinking about. But the Giannis thing, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think anything's gonna happen until the off season. Personally,
The Spurs, they came out pretty fast and said that the Spurs are not going to be a home for Giannis. And I'm pretty sure because the Bucks were probably asking for Harper and Castle with the trade, and the Spurs were probably quick to shut that down. So I'm not surprised that he's not going to come here. If he does come here, it would be in free agency.
mm-hmm.
But it looks like. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that wouldn't be for another year after this year.
Yeah, but they're not going to let it get that far. They're going to, it's now that he's came out and said that he wants to get traded, they're going to make sure they're going to get some value back for him. They're not going to let him walk for sure. Yeah, they're not going to let that happen. So I mean, there has been whispers that the Knicks organization isn't happy with meow cat. So that could be definitely a good move for them if they can make that. And there's been whispers of the Timberwolves getting involved. And I've already told y'all how I feel about the Timberwolves. I don't want to see them in the playoffs at all, which will probably happen. But if they have Giannis and AE, man, I don't know, man. I think they might be coming out of the West, man, because that is ridiculous. Jalen Williams has been in and out of the lineup, so he's not really healthy right now for the Thunder. So it might be a clear path for them. I mean, they'll still have to go through Jokic, but I just think that's scary. How do y'all feel about that?
I don't want that. I don't want that at all, man. Because Edwards is already a problem on his own. You give them an actual center that can score and play defense and who's still in his prime, like forget it. Like Minnesota is going to be, they're going to be tough. They're going to be actual wolves. Like they're going to be bloodthirsty wolves going up for anyone in the West. So I don't want that. I really don't want that. That'd be good, but I wouldn't want that.
You, Mike?
I'm honestly not sure that Giannis and Ant would have good chemistry together. So but to be honest, any of the top 10 Western teams, if Giannis goes to them, they instantly become contenders. Like, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
And there is reports that the Warriors actually have more assets to offer than those other teams. So if Steph Curry might have another run in him, obviously he's still playing at a superstar level, still one of the best players in the league. And I mean, he's younger than LeBron. I think Steph Curry's my age. Steph Curry's 36. So he still has 2 or 3 good more years in him. So I mean, that could be another title run, but they would more than likely have to give up Kuminga and some draft picks, and they might want to trade. They have to trade Jimmy Butler because the contracts would match. So that could be scary also. Curry's still a threat.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I actually do agree with you on that one because you're talking about one of the best people in the paint and one of the best person behind the 3-point line. That would definitely be scary to see. Even though Golden State would probably have to hollow out their whole team and their picks to get it. Yeah, I do agree. It would be scary just to have them two on the same team.
Yeah. So Jimmy Butler, they're already looking to trade bait him after that injury. Unfortunately, that's just the way the business works. And then Kuminga has been begging to leave, man. I just want him to get traded, man. I just him and Steve Kerr don't get along, and it's clear to see that it just hasn't amounted to anything. So I just rather see somebody like that just go and sprout and spread their wings to see where they can do anywhere else and, in another market. So that's something to look out for.
So you're going to have 8, 10 G League players and then Steph Curry and Giannis?
You think they'll still be able to keep Draymond?
I doubt anyone wants Draymond.
Hey, they got Pods.
Isn't he the one that's hurting the team? He's the one that's hurting the team, dude.
Wait, who?
Podzinski.
Brandon, what's his name? Podzinski?
Are you talking about the white guy with the fro?
Yeah. He's been struggling.
What is it? There, Mike, I don't know if you remember. I don't remember, but didn't they have a trade last year where they were going to trade Pods for somebody actually good? I forgot who it was, but the management of the Golden State Warriors thought highly of Pods, and they didn't do the trade. I forgot who it was.
I'm not sure. I'm sure that happened, but I don't remember who it was. They should have did the trade though.
Yeah.
They needed some change. They still need change.
Yeah. They tried to do it with Jimmy Butler, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. I think they just got Jimmy Butler too late in his career. And he still can do what he does, but it's just not at an elite level. It's just he'll play defense, he'll score at a, for whatever level it is, but it's not elite. It's just not enough. So we'll see what they do on this trade deadline. So apparently the trade deadline ends next Thursday. So be prepared to see a lot of trades. And I'm sorry for bringing this up. I'm sorry. I'm going off tangent. Mike, did you see that The Cavs traded DeAndre Hunter to the Kings for Schroeder?
Schroeder, the guy that's been on like half the teams in the NBA.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I already told you, to me, DeAndre Hunter will always be raw in my eyes when he broke Giddy's ankles, literally. Like, you are forever, ever raw to me when you literally break somebody's ankles and he was out for like 3 to 4 or 5 games after that. I'm like, dude, you literally broke his ankles. And they traded him, the Cavs. And I'm like, why would y'all trade DeAndre Hunter? And they're like, well, they said that Darius Garland is inconsistent as far as being in the lineup. So they wanted a consistent point guard. But you don't trade DeAndre Hunter. Like, he's really, 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 really good.
Isn't he a 3-point sniper too?
Yes. So
yeah, that's the only trade I've heard of that isn't like small time players.
Yeah.
We're gonna start seeing more trades in the next week, especially when that deadline approaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm wondering if the Spurs are gonna make any trades.
If any, it'll be for Sohan.
Sohan.
Just get a rebounding big.
6'10", 6'11", no more undersized bigs.
Yeah, preferably Mitchell Robinson, but
they ain't getting rid of him. They're not getting rid of him.
I want some of them so bad, dude.
I would love them, but they're not getting them.
Yeah.
Get rid of Sohan, and if you can, get rid of Barnes.
You think they're
ready to give up Barnes?
They're not going to trade. I don't think they'll trade Barnes.
I get rid of Barnes. Matter of fact, hold on. That is a hot take. I want him gone.
The thing that sucks about Barnes is he's like the perfect Spurs system player.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He does a lot for the community.
Yeah.
But it's just like, if you can get somebody good, and they want Barnes, I'll probably get rid of Barnes. It's just a personal opinion.
I agree. Mainly because he lost the ability to hit the three.
Yeah, it's like this dude couldn't miss in the beginning of the season, and all of a sudden it's just something happened in Vegas. I don't know what the fuck happened in Vegas, but he just stopped hitting threes.
Yeah, something in the drink, something in the food, something in that Vegas food. I don't know. The casino food.
Someone spiked his drink. I don't know what the fuck happened. But my boy can't hit threes anymore, and I'm at the point where I'm just like, anytime he goes for a three, I'm like, no, pass it, and he does.
That's Tony.
Yeah. You said what?
That's Tony with Wemby, but instead he's like, drive it.
Oh man, I used to be at Mike Myers' house last year. And was it last year? It was probably the year before. No, when did you leave, Mike Myers?
Last year.
Yeah, he left last year, and I used to go to his house, and we used to watch the game sometimes. And man, dude, I would, he had his, his roommates or whatever, and they saw the true Spurs fan come out of me yelling at the TV like it was my house. I'm like, shut you free from me. Like, this ain't your house, bro. Like, over here all loud and crap. Like, no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's me now. That's me now. I'm yelling in here, and Betty's like, "Are you done yelling at the TV?"
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, she gets just about as like hyped as I do. So I'm just like, oh, it's funny.
But all in all, guys, we're actually really having a good year. We're still third in the West. So we're just nitpicking at this point. but we can kind of see the flaws and what's going on, and we just don't want them to fall to like the 6th, 7th, or 8th seed. We're doing so well right now, so I think that's just the cause of concern for us.
Well, it's a battle in the West, and if I'm not mistaken, the Nuggets are playing the Thunder tonight. So if the Spurs win, they might move back into the second spot. Although that Nuggets Thunder game is going to be a good game for sure, I bet, with Jokic back.
I'm watching that. But
We play one of my. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, finish, please.
We're playing one of the fellow Dukies, Pablo Banchero, the Orlando Magic tonight. So hopefully the guy's got enough.
8 p.m. Central Time, I think.
Yeah, man. I love Pablo, and it could be a trap game for us. I think our guys are just tired, man. Like, I think they're tired of going through all this flight, weather inclement situation and stuff like that, and that throws off rhythm. So go ahead, Mike or Drew.
I wanted to touch up on something. This is probably the only news story I have. Paul George was suspended for 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug policy. It was announced on Saturday. The first game of Georgia's suspension will be Saturday's contest with the New Orleans Pelicans. So it was yesterday. George said in a statement to ESPN he mistakenly took improper medication to combat mental health. And he's averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists for the Sixers, who are currently 6th place in the East. So kind of slowed down their momentum. But I don't know. He says he took medication that he thought was for mental health, and I guess it was a big no-no. Whatever that is, they haven't specified what it is. Again, it sucks. I mean, it's only 25 games. I mean, I shouldn't say only 25 games because we're like close to the playoffs, but it sucks. It sucks that he got suspended because he's not the Paul George of old, but he's still an important part to that team. Who's, like I mentioned, is kind of on a streak in the East. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think he messed up, but I think 25 games is a bit steep. I don't think it should be that much. But didn't they just get Embiid back? So I think the 76ers will be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tyrese Maxey is a stud. Man, that dude has got so good so fast. He's freaking the real deal. I'm glad he's a starter. One of my favorite players. As in for Paul George, he knows better than that. I think he's been in the league 10 plus years already. He knows what to take and what not to take. I think he just got caught. And now he can go and take the 25 games off. You know, he's a millionaire. He ain't really, losing any sleep. Now he can go do his podcast. So enjoy yourself.
No, agreed. I mean, I think he'll be fine. I think the Sixers will be fine. It's just, again, it's one of those things. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? But was there anything else you guys want to bring up?
Nope, not for me.
No, I got nothing.
All right, then we can call that the show. Anyone listening on YouTube that's currently watching the stream on Twitter and also Facebook, thank you. And I noticed we got 2 new subs to the YouTube channel, the Experience YouTube channel. So thank you to anyone that's currently subscribed or just subscribed. So thank you. And I'm also doing other things on the YouTube channel that are non-show related. They're just reaction videos I'm putting up, just to see if anyone's interested. If they like them, I'll put up more. That's kind of my thing. But anyways, Twitter, DY Experience, Instagram, TikTok, you can find me on there, and of course the Experience YouTube channel. Subscribe. Every Wednesday is the Experience at 8 p.m. Central Time, which is a show I do with Justin From Spinebuster Tees, that is a wrestling based show. And of course, this show, Meadow Drive Hoops, which is every Sunday, sometimes between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m. Central Time, where we talk about basketball, specifically the Spurs. And then other shows I do, like Friendly Neighborhood Marks with my friend RJ, Culture Attack, which is not on this channel, it has its own YouTube channel. And then NXT PLE post shows with my friend Jeff. And that's about it for me. I don't know if you guys wanted to bring up anything.
Well, we still got a Spurs game here in about an hour or so. And let's hope and pray that we can come away with a win tonight. And
Yes, sir.
we'll quick for the people that on YouTube, drop some comments or whatever, and we'll be more than happy to reply.
Yes, sir. All right. We are done. We will see y'all next week, same time, same channel. And as we all say before we leave, go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go.
Tony.
Go Spurs, go. Can't wait for the Spurs music to come. Next show, y'all will see the Spurs music.